Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. Not exactly in the mood for a donut, but then I'm also not in the mood for a donut, if you kind of get my meaning. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing super grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. And yeah, that's definitely the case today. I went over there, got off work a little bit ago, and, I was making my way home and I was like, all right, I know two things. Number one, I'm hungry. Because the time I'm doing this is November 1st. The day before was obviously Halloween. So I basically just ate candy all day because, I bought candy for trick-or-treaters and then didn't get really any trick-or-treaters because the area I live in, I don't really get a lot of trick-or-treaters. So I just ate a bunch of candy, which probably wasn't the best decision I've ever made in my life, but it's definitely not the worst either. So I knew when I got off work, I'm like, I want to get some food. And I also knew that because it's the beginning of the month, that a lot of restaurants and places are going to have new monthly items. Ooh, monthly items. So I decided to stop off at a place I've done plenty of reviews for. So many, in fact, I have an entire playlist called Dunkin Sampler Platter Reviews. I went to boom, Dunkin' Donuts. I just got through reviewing their, what the hell was it called? Oh, it was hash brown brisket scrambled egg bowl or some shit like that. Nah, go watch the damn thing. But I decided to get something else. What is it? It's boom, it's a donut. But it's not just any donut. This is their new signature donut for the month of November. It is their cookie butter donut. Ooh, cookie butter. Is it cookie butter or cookie batter? I wrote butter, so let's go with butter. And then I'll write it correctly whenever I go over there and actually do the title card. So, sure, let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like it's filled with stuff. I like stuff. It looks like this. Let's give it a go. Ooh, smells. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's not bad. I like the cookie pieces on top. This reminds me a lot. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. I did a review of some Krispy Kreme donuts. I can't remember what they were called anymore, but they had cookie crumble shit and they were filled with stuff too. These remind me of those. Yeah, I like the cookie aspect on top. It gives it a nice little varying texture. The donut itself is fine. It's a Dunkin' donut, which you would think, well, these days they're just Dunkin'. They're not even Dunkin' Donuts. But you would think, given their heritage, that, the donut aspect would be the best part of what they do, but it's not. It's very dense, for a donut. And even the filling, you're not getting a ton of filling in there. Dunkin' Donuts, it's one of those things, over the years, they've gotten smaller, less filled. It just is what it is. I can't blame them specifically. It's just, kind of everything. Has kind of a buttery, kind of caramel kind of taste to it. Tastes like Werther's Original. That's exactly what the fuck it tastes like. I was trying to think in my head, I'm like, this is such a familiar flavor. I know this. What is it? Werther's Original. That makes sense. Okay. So it's a Werther's Original donut. I can get down with that. I like Werther's Original. I know some people are like, oh, Brandon, those are old people candy. Fuck you. Old people candy are good sometimes. Hell, even those like those little strawberry candies, that you get, like, they got the little strawberry wrapper, those are good. Like the cinnamon disc ones, the butterscotch ones, some of those are pretty good. Not all of them, but some of them. But I actually properly like Werther's Original. And that's exactly what that flavor is. Again, it's buttery, it's kind of caramelized. And then you just got, this sort of cookie stuff on top, which gives a little extra texture. It's not bad. I think it could have been filled a little bit better. Because that definitely, when you get the filling and everything else, that's definitely when it's at its best. That's when you get the strongest flavor. But even without the filling, just the top and everything is pretty good. And again, I like the cookie topping. That's not bad. For being a signature donut, because the thing is, I don't review a lot of Dunkin' Donuts signature donuts, because usually I don't find them to be that interesting. Every now and again I will. But this one I can actually get behind. I wish they had just called it a damn Werther's Original Donut. Obviously, they would have had to have gotten permission from Werther's, but because that's exactly what that tastes like to me. Oh. I'm dancing to fill time, not because it's particularly delicious, but it's okay. I'm a terrible dancer. Anytime there's a function where they're dancing, people are like, oh, Brandon, you should dance. No, I shouldn't. You don't need to see me dance. It's a bad time for everybody. Bad time for me, bad time for you. I will mosh, but I do not dance. Not typically. But no, that's okay. It would be better if it were a Krispy Kreme donut, because at least the donut itself would be lighter and more fluffy. But honestly, for what it is, it's not bad. I like the flavors because it tastes like Werther's Original, and I like the textural element too. So I'm down with it. 2 questions have to be asked though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure. I mean, like I said, I wish I loved Dunkin' Donuts the way I used to love Dunkin' Donuts as a kid. Because, I remember being a kid with my dad. A lot of times I would go on trips with him and stuff for, various things. A lot of times we'd leave real early in the morning. We'd stop off and get some Dunkin' Donuts. Get a dozen of them or something. And, he'd drop me off by my uncle's place or whatever, And it was always a great time. But going to it as an adult, they're okay, but they're not that great, And never mind, Krispy Kreme, what have you, never mind an actual bakery. But for the flavors that are there, for what it does, I do like it. It's tasty, and again, it's a flavor that I'm familiar with and that I like, so I can get down with it. Would I get it tomorrow? No. Would I get it anytime this week? No. Would I maybe get it a couple weeks from now? Maybe. It's not that I need in my life, but I do kind of like it. And if I'm recommending it, it's the same general thought process. It's a signature donut. It'll probably only be here for a month. I'd say give it a go, especially if you like Werther's Original like I do, because again, it really does taste quite a bit like that. In worst case scenario, it's not a bad donut. Especially by Dunkin' Donut standards, I'd put it as a solid B+. Solid B. B+ might be a little too generous. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly Werther's Original-tastic rest of your life, because Werther's Original are so good. And there's so many flavors of them now. I keep intending to review them at some point, but when am I just all the candy? I don't need that much candy unless I'm doing reviews, so. But, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But, what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your take on Werther's Original? Better yet, what's your favorite old-timey candy? Because again, like, some of those old-timey candies are genuinely proper, you know? And especially the older I get, more and more candies become old-timey candies because I get older and, yeah. Like, is a Rolo an old-timey candy now? I feel like it kind of is. You know? It's like, oh, I don't know. But I like a Rolo. Trying to think of some other ones. I like licorice. Licorice is like the ultimate old-timey candy. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. But let me know what your personal opinion is. Anyway,